There's a certain silence that only exists above the clouds. It's not peaceful, it's deafening. And somewhere in that silence is a boy named Mori Buntarou, a ghost among people, a shadow in the world, and a man whose only friend may be the mountain itself. This is not just a manga about climbing, this is a meditation on loneliness, identity, and obsession. This is The Climber. When people think of sports manga, they imagine something loud, colorful, full of teamwork, rivalry, and high stakes tournament. Haikyuu, Slam Dunk, Blue Lock, all brilliant in their own right. But The Climber stands in stark contrast. It's not about teamwork. There is no big stage. There are no cheering crowds. Just one man, a mountain, and a deafening silence in between. Mori Buntarou is not your typical protagonist. He's socially awkward, he's detached, he doesn't want to be noticed. But when he's forced to join a school climbing club, he finds something he didn't know he was looking for. Solitude that actually makes sense. The rocks don't judge, the mountain doesn't care if he's weird. And when he climbs, he feels something close to alive. Mori's story is about more than climbing. It's about being an outsider. He doesn't connect with others the way most people do. And the manga never tries to fix it. In many stories, the loner eventually makes friends and learns to open up. But the climber doesn't follow that path. It leans into the loneliness. It asks, what if the mountain is the only place you ever feel whole? As he grows, the stakes don't come from beating others. They come from within. Can he survive the cold, both outside and inside himself? Can he overcome the weight of isolation and obsession? Because, make no mistake, Mori is obsessed. And obsession, like gravity, it always pushes downwards. The farther Mori climbs, the deeper he falls into himself. And the climber doesn't shy away from showing the psychological cost of his pursuit. There are moments when the art breaks reality. Panels dissolve, faces distort, time seems to stop. This manga becomes a psychological horror at times, not because of monsters, but because of truth. The truth that you might be alone forever, that no one is coming to save you, that the only way forward is up into the storm. One of the most haunting arcs in the series is his attempt to solo climb K2. It's a suicidal mission, but Mori doesn't do it for glory. He does it because he has to, because climbing is no longer something he chooses. It's something that consumes him. He says it himself. I climb because I'm already dead inside. Shinichi Sakamoto's art is more than just beautiful. It's overwhelming. Every ridge of a rock, every swirling gust of snow, every silent pause feels right. He uses experimental layouts, symbolic imagery, and negative space to drag us inside Mori's head. There are pages with no dialogue at all and just climbing, just the sound of your own breath in your ears. Time stretches, reality bends. The line between Mori and the mountain begins to blur. He doesn't just climb nature, he becomes it. There are moments, brief ones, when Mori connects with other people, rival climbers, childhood friends, even a brief love interest. But these connections never last, because they are weak. But because Mori can't stay still, he is drawn to the edge, to the silence, to a place where no one can follow. And that's perhaps the saddest part of the journey. The knowledge that even when love reaches out, he might already be too far gone. The manga is loosely based on a real climber, Buntarou Kato, a legendary Japanese alpinist who's known for his solo ascents and his tragic death on Mount McKinley. Much like fictional Mori, Kato was reclusive, driven, and possibly suicidal in his later climbs. He once wrote, "It is not death that I fear. What I fear is absence of passion in life." The climber honors that legacy, not as a glorification, but as warning. Passion is powerful, but obsession can consume you whole. Now let's talk about what does it all mean. The ending of The Climber is hauntingly ambiguous. Some interpret it as triumph, others as tragedy. But one thing is certain, it doesn't give you answers. Because this story was never about reaching the top. It was about the climb itself. The question that echoes with every step: why do we keep going when everything hurts? For Mori, the mountain becomes a mirror. Every jagged stone reflected a part of him when he couldn't face, and in climbing, he tried to escape, or maybe find something worth holding on to. The climber is not an easy read. It's heavy, slow, sometimes agonizing. But if you let it in, it climbs inside of you. It speaks to the part of you that feels unseen. It reminds you that solitude can be beautiful, and that some climbs don't end at summit, but in the quiet strength it takes to keep going. So if you've ever felt alone in a crowded world, if you've ever searched for something just out of reach, then maybe, just maybe, the climber is the story you didn't know you needed. Thanks for watching. If this video has resonated with you, please like, comment and share your thoughts below. What manga has moved you in ways you didn't expect? Subscribe for more deep dives into hidden manga gems and psychological stories. Until next time, keep climbing.